Welcome to Paperweights, the podcast where two self-proclaimed gym rats and shooting enthusiasts delve into the world of literature with a sprinkle of humor. Although their biceps could crush a walnut, don't let that intimidate you. They also have a nerdy side. Mike and Brandon have a voracious appetite for reading, particularly in the fantasy genre, and they want to share their passion with you. So grab your protein shake and your favorite novel and join us for a humorous and insightful journey into the world of books with Paperweights.
Welcome back to another episode of the Paperweights. I am your host, Brandon.
And Justin.
And today we will be covering the third quarter of Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. Closing in on the end of this book and the end of the published series thus far. And I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm still enjoying this book.
Yeah, it's very weird. A weird book.
It's more character driven. Especially Locke and Sabbath. Like it's Locke and Sabbath, this book.
Yeah. And it's very low stakes, which might change with whatever the revelation is about Locke.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Yeah,
it's just feeling the same thing. I was like, man, there's nothing really like there's like not a big haul here. And if they just like do their thing, they don't care. It doesn't matter to them who wins.
Yeah. And it doesn't really matter to the mages who wins. It just gives it like a little bit of prestige or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very weird. I am enjoying it because I am liking the character driven nature of it. I do think he could also have his cake and eat it too and have character driven and plot driven at the same time. But yeah, it's because like we're 3/4 of the way through this book and like literally not much has happened.
Yeah.
Like, plot wise.
Yeah.
Like they got into the city, they got shipped to a boat, they got off the boat, they came back to the city, they did some stuff. And like the flashbacks is like they got to the city, they got the guy out of jail, and they're kind of like doing stuff. Like that's kind of so like plot wise, not much has happened, which is kind of interesting. But I do enjoy, Locke and them's relationship with Sabbath and all that stuff. It's fun. It's an easy read. It's very different from the first two books.
Yeah, I mean each of his books has been very different. It kind of reminds me, and ironically, I'm wearing this Johnny Blue Sky shirt, but Johnny Blue Skies is kind of like some name that Sturgill Simpson gave himself recently.
Yeah.
But Sturgill Simpson is a musician, and like a lot of his albums, like each one is vastly different sound. And so this with Scott Lynch, his books are like very different. So it kind of reminds me of the two things, separate mediums, but same kind of idea. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in the flashbacks and the present day in the books, I find myself like wanting more of it when I get to the end of it, and then going, "Oh yeah, this is where we were at in the other one," and then getting into that and going, "All right, I need to know more." And then it comes to the flashback, I'm like, "Oh yeah, all right, let's go."
Yeah, I will say I do think he should have not had the whole boat fiasco happen because it really didn't amount to much. Because like most of this where we're gonna talk about is like them escaping the boat. And it's like, okay, they did that. Like it was kind of like a holding pattern plot wise. But whatever. It was still fine.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it just as a, hey, here's the things that they're doing to each other.
Yeah, it
This
was
needs to
funny and
show
stuff.
more of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as of now, it doesn't have many consequences. Um, but we'll get into that. Before we do, we are sponsored by Mudcat Whiskers, which is a Louisiana men's grooming beard care product company, small business, and I like to support small businesses. So you can visit their website at www.mudcatwhiskers.com. Use code paperweights at checkout, and you'll save yourself 15% on your beard wash, beard conditioner, beard oil, balms, butters. Uh, if none of that is your thing, candles, and then he also has cologne. So make sure you check out our sponsor. He does a lot of good things with the money he makes, puts it back into his classroom. He is a robotics teacher. Um, so he helps to add to the classroom stuff for robotics. So kids
Okay.
get to learn. So, oh yeah, let me grab a couple things. I got
Okay.
a package in the mail this week.
Ooh,
Um, and so got some neat things I wanted to show off. Real quick, Cosmere related.
very nice.
All right, yeah. This is falling out of its sheath. All right, I am returned. So, Hidden World Hopper. He he put a box together for our giveaway, our 100th episode giveaway, and I just wanted to support him. And there's a lot of times where I'm like, hey, it's cool to have some things, but like if I'm going and looking window shopping most of the time, I'm like, I don't need it. But I wanted to support him, so I ordered a blind box. And he talked to me, asked me questions about my Cosmere journey, my favorite books, favorite characters, things like that. Um, and then he sent me a box of stuff. So he 3D prints a lot of things, and makes little trinkets from the worlds of the books. So the first thing that was pretty cool, and as far as I know, this is a one-of-kind piece right here. And it's from Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. And this is supposed to be a cutout of a character named Tojin. He's like a kind of a gym rat bro in the book. So Tojin's Iron Painter Gym, you're the Dream Watch now.
Hmm.
And this ink is supposed to glow in the dark. I haven't tested it out yet. Um, but it's the fuchsia and blue Heon lines, which is something in world. If you read Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, you'll know what I'm talking about. Speaking of Heon lines, um, we do. He did also send me a Heon line tube. So essentially, the world is run like the Heon tubes are like think like neon tubes, but it's like um, um, electricity that's going through, essentially electricity that powers things in the world. So that's cool. And then one of the other things, and this is not everything that came in the box. There was like 10 or 11 things in the box. Um, got this Nightblood um, bookmark. So it's like a little bookmark here. Comes in a sheath, and the sheath is supposed to be spring loaded so you could pop it out. I think in shipping, one of the mechanisms may have gotten shipped it out of place. But nevertheless, it's still pretty cool. Um, so yeah, check him out. On Instagram, it's Hidden World Hopper at Hidden World Hopper, and he has a fourth wall, not fourth wall. Is it fourth wall? Let's see here. Yeah, fourth wall shop. Um, I'll put it in the details for this episode, but it's hidden dash world hopper dash shop dot fourthwall.com. And he's got lots of cool things there. You can pick out what you want to order, or you can do a blind box like I did, and be surprised. So check him out. He's pretty cool.
All right, yeah. Those were cool stuff.
Yeah, and there's like a there's like a Sunni pup little thingy as well. A Sunni pup is like um Tensoon's like wolfhound type thing. Um,
Hey.
yeah. So no spoilers, but if you know if you read Mistborn, then you know what we're talking about.
Huh?
All right. Let's jump into our chapter discussions.
All right. We start off with an interlude, the Moncraine Company. So basically they just learned that the Moncraine got arrested, and they're trying to figure out what to do to get him out, stuff like that. They initially are like, all right, well, let's just go home, and they're like, no, we're gonna stay here and get him out and do the thing, or else it'd be kind of lame. Um, so they go to see a lawyer. The lawyer's like, hey, there's a couple of different things you could do. You could get him a pardon. You could like do a bunch of. The only thing that can kind of maybe work is if you get the person he assaulted to kind of drop the charge. Like, all
Or
right,
the
cool.
Countess.
Yeah, or the countess. All right, that's the easiest way. And then they go talk with him, and then they go talk with Moncraine, who tells them he punched Baldazzi, a count, who was like he wanted to basically buy a share of the company and like, be an investor, and he was um you know insulted by that, so he punched him. And they're like, hey, we're gonna go get you out, and because we have to do this thing, and if you don't, when you get out in a year and a day, we're gonna have a bunch of really nasty Komori people come and kill you, basically. And he's like, all right, fine, I'll do that. Then they go talk with the dude, the noble. Um, and they pose as like basically incognito Komori nobles, and they're like, "Hey, my cousin really wanted to be a actress, but it's like shameful, so we're doing it in another country to kind of like not be seen incognito, but and and it was such a shame that he got, arrested by this and all that stuff. And could you help us out? Also, we can bring the troop once you've invested in it to Kamor, and you can make a lot of money. And also, don't you think Sabbatha's hot? And he's like, yes, I do. And he's like, hey, you're just a cousin, right? He's like, yeah, I'm a cousin. So Locke has to kind of um pose as a cousin for this guy that kind of wants Sabbatha. He eventually agrees. He does. There's like a lot of tests where like, oh, was your uncle a blah blah blah, but they had known the noble that they're impersonating, and that's kind of it. They get him released, and they're gonna like go do the play.
Yeah,
Generally,
I like some of these characters. Like the lawyer Stay Awake's Salvard. I like that they gave him the name Stay Awake just because he's just like that seedy 24/7 lawyer that you can just go and be like, hey, we got ourselves in crap. Can you bail us out right now? And they're like, oh yeah. Um, and the fact that he's like, I can't do this. So like, sure you can. We'll pay you a whole lot of money. He's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I am engaged to the sister of the competing company, so it wouldn't look good if I
yeah,
if I took this job on. And then the Buladazi guy knowing all about that particular family. Um, like luckily Sabbatha like did know about him, and I like that it set it up well that Locke was like, hey, I'll like let you take over anytime there's any details that need to be fleshed out about our family and things. So, um, but but yeah, they were making more money. It really did. I think we mentioned this last time. Kind of reminds me of Moulin Rouge. We get to Moncraine Rouge.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
The Sanzas are just getting drunk and not really helping out. Just funny.
Yeah. Oh, the ploy that they did where in the they're like playing billiards or whatever, and he just like Locke stumbled and spilled all the coins all over the floor just to like this idea of like, hey, we money's no object for us. Not that you want our money, but hey, like we're not trying to I kind of like a double edge. Like we could pay for whatever needs to be done if needed, but we're also not trying to dupe you into you giving us
Yeah,
money.
he does. There's a lot of like trying to like act legit and stuff in the thing, and showing that they have a bunch of money is one of his.
Oh, also Sabbatha having all the sword talk. Like her sword talk, I think was a lot of what kind of attracted Buludazi to her, like that extra oomph that made him
Yeah,
like, hey, she's hot, and you're just her cousin, right? She's not saved aside for anybody. It's like, no, my father was trying to find somebody. And he's like, oh, I'm rich, I'm
yeah,
powerful, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna put in a good word for me, huh? Huh? Again, back to Moulin Rouge. It's like uh the sitar player. God, why can't I remember his name? Uh, he was supposed to make Satine fall in love with the Duke, right? Like he's like, I'll get her all fluffed up and she's gonna fall in love with you, see that you're amazing or whatever. And he's like, wait, what are you doing? You're in love with you? You're flirting with him. You're flirting with the writer. Um,
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Overall, fun stuff. You meet the like, other members of the troupe, and they're all fun. Forgot all their names, but
yeah, I
yeah,
didn't write him down. There was Gloriana owns the building that they're in. There's Sylvanas, Alondo. Um, yeah, Sylvanas is like the drunkard guy.
yeah,
Um, and then like basically we'll learn that next time, but basically everybody that was still staying around actually had some investment. Um,
yeah.
so they had nowhere to go.
They had stock in the agency, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we can move on. Chapter 7, the 5-year game counter move. This is in the present. They're on the boat. They're getting, you know, they're going to the ocean where they're just gonna chill for a while.
They're basically on a cruise.
Basically, yeah. They have like really, really good food that they get served every day. They get like searched and everything. Like there's a rigorous routine of like searching and stuff so they can't escape. Um, they eventually escape. There's like a storm and stuff, and they like cut the little side boat off, and then like they jump down. Jean gets his nose broken, almost drowns, but eventually they kind of get up and get to the mainland, and then they steal a carriage and head back to Carthage. It's kind of what happens.
That's exactly what
Yeah,
happens. Yeah, I
there's,
like the
there's way more detail in the actual book.
yeah. Read the book if you haven't read the book.
Yeah,
It's worth reading. Um, but some weirdos are listening to this podcast without reading books. Um, I know a couple people that tell me they listen to my thing. They have no idea what we're talking about, but they listen to the podcast. Okay, cool.
yeah, and you're a valued member. Keep doing it.
Yes, yes. But there was a part where Locke was like, "Hey, it'd be great if there was some magic that got us out of this. Patience, you there? Or maybe Sabbath is one? Are you listening? Like, hey, get us out of here!" Like,
Yeah,
um,
but we do find out later she was working magic.
she hinted at it. She
Yeah,
she was like, "What says I didn't do this?"
Mm.
Um, but yeah, she probably did. But I enjoyed the fight. Uh, it was a little confusing at first because I thought when the boat fell, I thought it fell off into the water, but it fell onto the dock at first. And then like the people were talking to them as they were cutting the rope. I was like, how? I know they said that it was under the oil cloak and everything, but it's like they're they're gonna see you moving. Like if you're
Yeah,
underneath something and you're doing this, I mean, they might think you're like jacking off or something. But hey, what are you doing under the cloak? Like, if you go get your hair cut and you're under the cape and you start like doing something with your hand underneath and you're like hitting the cape, they're gonna like, hey, what are you doing? No, stop that. Like this is weird. Like
yeah, it's strange. Um, yeah, but I guess Cover of Darkness is plausible enough. Um, yeah, then there's a fun little section where they steal the carriage, where they're like, and they convince the people to stop, and then they like rob them all, and they're like, "You're a son of a bitch."
Yeah,
Um,
I like that they were like, there's nobody around. Like, there's like they're not gonna jump us. There's just two people that are out on the side. Like, because usually if you get highwayman, it's like there's bushes or rocks or buildings or somewhere, and it's like, hey, here's all these guys behind here. Sorry. Like,
yeah, but it was like flat land, basically.
yeah. I mean, they looked like shit too because they
Yeah,
fought and then were in a boat for a little bit and crawling from the sand. So.
yeah, they were.
They've had a rough go. They don't get a whole lot of sleep in these books.
Uh, well, like chapter 8, they seem to be pretty well rested enough, at least.
Yeah, true, 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 true. Because we get a few days where they're going back and forth. But
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of that. I'm glad they weren't on the boat longer than a chapter. That would have been bad pacing wise. So it was
yeah,
enough time on the boat.
and also they only lost what 8 days or something.
Something like that.
Yeah,
It took them like 4 or 5 days to get back to Carthage.
from
Yeah,
Lashane.
from
Yeah,
Lashane. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Sorry, this will probably be a short episode, but
Yeah, I
not
mean,
too much.
there'll be stuff to speculate for the final chapters and stuff, so we can do some more stuff at the end. But
Yeah,
these chapters, like, not a lot really happened
yeah.
other than
Well
like
written and fun to read. Just
yeah,
not a whole lot of plot.
plot. It's more like character stuff. Chapter 7, the five. Wait, no.
Now interlude.
Interlude. Yes, Arun and Amadine. This is where they basically start their training arc for becoming actors. It starts off like Moncraine comes back. There's like stuff like, "Oh, you son of a bitch, what you doing?" And he's like, "All right, yeah. If you're gonna, I'm gonna be the coach now since you freed me." So he starts training all the people for all the different parts. Um, there's a bunch of different actor people. We've said a couple of them. Um, and then there's a Wando who seems to be a more professional guy. He's the guy that gets the like main part in the play. There's a lot of like stuff where like they're teaching. There's like actual poetry, which is pretty cool, and like teaching Kahlo and Gallo how to like speak and how to act basically. Um, they're gonna be the chorus. Sabbatha's gonna be the main lead, who's just like heroine in the story, which is cool. Uh, Locke wants to be the main lead because he gets to kiss Sabbath on stage, but he ends up not being it, which just makes him
Yeah,
sad.
there was a three-way competition for that. There was Locke, Jean, and Alonda, and
Yeah,
uh, Jean was quickly like he quickly went. hey, you don't have a stage presence. Like,
Yeah. Poor Jean. But he's like, I can sew really well, and the costumer's like, no, he's mine. I need people I can sew. Uh, yeah. Also,
we
Lady
have Chantel and
Chantel,
Bertrand.
yeah, Bertrand come back. They're like, hey, the other troop sucks. Like, there's too many of them, so we don't get any choice parts. Um, so I'm gonna rejoin. Then like I'm gonna be the main actress. I'm gonna be the heroine. And Locke and Soldier's like, no, you're not. You look at Sabbatha, she's so hot. You're just like plain. And like the husband comes and like is gonna beat the shit out of him. He's called Bertrand the Crowd because he's like humongous. And he like carries all the costumes on his like shoulder basically. And then him and Jean have this like knockdown drag out fight. And it's a draw. And they both like fist bump each other, like, hey, we're gonna go play football together. Which was really funny. Um Really nice of the scene. I don't know if you ever seen any Full Metal Alchemist.
I think I watched an episode or two of Brotherhood, but
Yeah, there's a scene. So there's this guy named Armstrong, and he's like basically like super muscular. And he always takes off his shirt and shows off. And they end up meeting this other muscular guy, and then they have like a muscle off challenge, and at the end they just like shake hands, like we're best friends now. That's kind of how I imagine Bertrand and Jean is, which is really funny. Uh, yeah, like I said, Locke ends up becoming like the second male lead. Um, much to his chagrin, being a little sad. But then he basically goes off to talk to Sabbatha. Kind of like, hey, where are we at? And she's like, nah, like it feels inevitable that I'm gonna be with you, and like I don't want to. I want to control my own destiny and things like that. And he and he seems to be getting into her like through her cold exterior. Then he screws up by saying like, "I love you the moment I saw your red hair." Blah blah blah. And apparently, red hair is so rare that just everyone wants to bang a redhead. Because she's like, you just want me for my red hair. Blah, blah, blah. You son of a bitch. Just like all the other men in my life. And she like runs away. And he's like, no, that's not what I meant. And then like the guy, Baldazzi, is like, what did you say, cousin? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you because he realizes that
yeah,
something is amiss and Locke's gonna have to quick talk really fast.
that conversation between Locke and Sabbatha reminded me of like the rain scene in Chasing Amy,
Hmm.
where Ben Affleck's like, if this is just a crush, I don't think I could take it if it was the real thing. She's
Yeah,
like, you don't love me, you can't love me, and I can't love you because I'm a lesbian. I like women. It's just a stupid crush. She's like, uh,
yeah.
that's how I explained it to my wife when I was telling her about this part.
You're pretty accurate. I do like how both in the past and in the present, Jean's like, "Look, get your balls and go talk to her." He says that like two times. It's really funny.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. What else was there? Do. Oh, they do. So Sylvanas gets the role of the Emperor. What was the name of the guy that Locke is supposed to play? Oh, Farron.
Baron, yeah,
Yeah, so Alondo will play Aaron, Locke will play Farron.
yeah. He was like Farron's like the best friend to Aaron. So
Oh, the Gloriano's cousin is there too. And like, why the fuck do we need you? And the cousin was like, I just want to be there. Like, I want to die on stage.
yeah,
And like, Moncraine's like, I'll fucking kill you. It's like, no, no, no. Like, I want to act a death scene on stage. Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do that.
yeah. That's
It's
funny.
like, Uh,
I will say that what we got of the play, it's really well written. Poetry is hard, so I was impressed by the
yeah, I was reading it. I was like, okay, I reread it. Like, I reread it trying to see if there was like a connection of the play to the book, the plot of the book that we're getting.
mm,
Um, but for some reason, my eyes glazed over on the little tidbits that you get. I don't think you got enough to really understand the full plot of the play. But
yeah. But what we got was interesting. They kind of say it's like kind of like rebellion and stuff. I did like how they talked about like what was it, the 47 dead plays of
oh,
Theron?
the 40 corpses.
Yeah, corpses.
And it was like all the Theron Throne playwrights, and they've been like productions of all of them have been done so much that people are just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
But like Moncraine has the reputation of bringing them to life,
yeah,
whereas other companies don't. Like other companies, like if they do it, yeah, okay, it's the annual Christmas play, like the Passion of the Christ on Easter, like
yeah,
that fucking 8-year-old, not 8-year-olds, eighth graders doing the Passion of the Christ. You're like,
yeah,
good job, Billy.
yeah. I think they mentioned in this like one of the playwrights that Jean was like, and it was one of the ones him and Esri like. I'm pretty sure that happened.
Lucarno.
Yeah, I thought they
I
maybe
think the Republic of Thieves is written by Lucarno.
I don't know, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that is.
yeah.
Um,
That was cool. But I think
yeah,
Jean
Lucarno wrote the Republic of Thieves, but they did list a couple other names. But I
yeah.
think it was what's his name? The other person on the boat, or not on the boat. It was the other pirate,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
The big guy.
yeah, the big guy. Guy
That
that the guy that
they killed.
attacks them, yeah.
Yeah, he was the
Okay.
one that was like, "Oh, why the hell y'all talk about them?"
Yeah. That was just fun.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I'm curious to see how Locke's gonna lie his way out of this after the dude depending on how long he was there over here, and it's like, holy shit, you've been in love with your cousin for like since the moment you saw her. That's kinda crazy.
But he already like I guess in those days like you could marry in this world you can marry your first cousin.
Still
Um,
happens today.
yeah. I
So
speaking of the cousins thing, I thought it was hilarious when like Sabitha was like, "We're cousins," and and Locke goes, "Yeah, her dad is the oldest and my dad is the youngest." Like, okay, did we need those details? Like,
yeah. I think he was just trying to add more legitimacy to it.
yeah, it was just funny because it
It
just
was, yeah.
she said we're cousins and immediately goes, yeah, her dad is such and such, and my mom or dad is this. They're like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah. Do you like that? Because it does show how much better he is now at that sort of thing.
yeah."
But yeah.
I hope
Fun.
I hope all these flashbacks with and like uh the acting and Moncraine um has like an effect, like the skills they learn. I'm hoping really come into play in the modern day to resolve the modern day plot.
Yeah. I'm curious. I think something that happened in this is gonna like come up or something. But I don't know.
Kind of like a secret like handshake type thing where it's like, oh yeah, that.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, like like maybe somebody gets poisoned or something. So yeah, it's like Neutrano from the play or whatever. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it'd be, but yeah. I mean, also we need conflict in the present day for there to be resolution of conflict, which hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. And again, I'll go back to Moulin Rouge because, like in Moulin Rouge, the play that they write, that the actors and the writer does in the movie, is like the plot of the movie. So it's like maybe this is actually Moulin Rouge.
Maybe.
So
Yeah. Let's see it. You good with all that?
yeah, we can move on to the chapter 8, the final chapter of this one.
Yeah. The 5-year game, Infinite Variation. Um, so in this, the boys return to Carthage. They immediately go see Sabitha by grabbing her Major Domo's balls in his hand and basically forcing him to go see her. Um, basically, they meet. She ends up agreeing to go on a date.
We
Yeah.
did learn something very important about the world before they get there. That
Oh
the
yeah,
the king
Emberlane
of the
is.
seven Marrows has died, and Imberlane basically seceded uh
Yeah,
from the seven
there's
Marrows.
like a whole Civil War thing going on right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, so he ends up releasing the Major Demo's balls, and I talks with Sabitha. That was really funny, and
Yeah,
also
I was wondering where it was
very
going to go
painful.
because at the end of the first section, he was like, the Major Domo has an affinity for very tight pants. I was what?
Yeah,
Like, is he gay? Are you gonna seduce him? It's like, oh no, you're gonna stick your hand down his pants and grab his balls and like steer him by the rudder
yeah,
inside. Like,
that
okay.
that's very painful. Don't like that.
How many
So
times has that happened to you in life?
never, and hopefully
Okay.
it will never happen. How about you? It's
Okay.
not a jujitsu move.
Oh
Should
no,
be.
dude, this is MMA fight. The old dick twist.
That would make me submit.
Did you see that video?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's like grab his dick and twist it. Oh my God, dude, this is an MMA fight.
Eh,
Yeah, that's frowned upon. Yeah.
yeah, generally.
I mean, oil checking, that's also frowned upon, but it, you'll, I don't know, both of those things you won't make friends with. Or your friends are going to be the ones that do it.
Yeah.
One of the two. So,
Yeah. Uh, anyway, the meeting concludes with Sabitha agreeing to go on basically a date with Locke. And this basically the entire chapter is them fucking with each other through not really political machination, just pranks, I guess. And then
yeah.
because they're not really doing well, they're doing a little bit of political. Basically, they're bribing people, and then they're like fucking with each other.
Well, I
And
like the end of the first one after he leaves Sabbatha's, he's like, oh, let's stick these horses in her stable.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's gonna be something.
yeah, and then she
Then later on
returns.
we find out that she
Yeah,
framed somebody else.
she frames the guy that was running the casino that they were getting him to squeeze her people that had debt to him. She got him arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's like a whole bunch of plots. There's like a thing with like a wagon full of like alchemical fumes that gets pushed into Sabbatha's headquarters. And then while they're doing that, they load up a bunch of snakes in there to like freak people out. They're doing a lot of bribes. He has to convince the rich people to like ask for votes from people. He's like, hey guys, having an exclusive club is not really good if you have democracy. You're gonna just lose.
Yeah.
So we
They're
need to
like,
go.
that's not what we're about here. Like, well, do you want to
Yeah,
win?
yeah. which was really funny. He's like, yeah, so he has to like they're going to bribe people in like contested areas. Um, they get all the like lookouts away from their headquarters, but then Sabbatha posts up old ladies, which was really funny. John
Yeah,
walks
it's
up and
like,
he's gonna like
what are
beat
you
the
gonna do? Throw me
punch
off
me.
the roof?
He's like, no, you're like 90. I can't do anything.
You gonna choke
Uh,
me out? No. You gonna
Yeah,
carry me down? Because then I'll yell, and then you'll have to answer those questions.
yeah.
Like,
So
I
that
guess
was
I'm gonna leave you up here.
yeah. Oh, that was really funny. Yeah, so it's back and forth like that. And while this is happening, Sabbatha and Locke are going on dates. The first date is pretty cool. That's the one where like they start off on like an elevator and like they go up and like do stuff.
Yeah, they're in a cage that's
Or
in
they
the
go down.
outside of the building. And it was they mentioned it in the book that it was like modeled after the Palace of Patience, but
Yeah,
in the Palace of Patience, they put the prisoners in there and make them scream like
yeah,
until they can't holler anymore. But here it's like a cage where you got a private dining, and every so often the a waiter like
yeah. Which
puts
is cool.
a little step bar
Yeah,
plank out to the cage and opens it up and serves them and everything.
that'd be a pretty cool restaurant. Yeah, I'm
That
not gonna
would be,
lie.
and like you could see everything.
Yeah, like
And it was called, what was it called?
I didn't write down the name of the establishment.
Yeah,
But in this date, they agree to not do any like bodily harm to each other, no kidnappings, no
between
assassination.
Sabbatha, Locke, and John.
Yeah, between each other. Everybody else is fair game. They're like, hey, we're just gonna do this kind of like with our wits and kind of what Change taught us. They want us to do our covert stuff instead of just doing overt like attacks on each other. That stuff really that great. Um, and they're starting to get a little bit closer to each other, but Sabbath is still very standoffish. She does like a she kind of reminds me of Carbon San Diego. She just kind of like leaps. She has like a escape rope and just like leaps off the building, which is really funny. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, also when she left the cage the first dinner, like she picked the lock and then rappelled down the side of the
yeah,
building
yeah.
and left him with the bill.
Yeah. He when he like was pouring the wine, he slipped her a rose and then she slipped him the bill, which was really funny.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
they're doing
that restaurant was called the Oversight.
mm,
And they did have a conversation at that dinner about how odd it was because they could see like several of the islands in Carthage. And she picked out the Isle of Scholastica and was like, do you think that the Magi really lived there? Because it doesn't look like there's any Magi there. There's not like people walking up to each other and talking.
yeah.
Um, it's mostly like servants that are like delivering stuff, and there's not much there. Like you think they're actually there or no? Like he's like,
Then
I'll
maybe.
change it. But yeah,
I
they have
mean
another dinner in three
they could have
nights.
obscure magic, so
Yeah,
maybe. Oh yeah, they have another dinner. This one's like on the river and stuff.
yeah, the
Uh
Merry Drifter. They get a
yep,
dinner cruise.
yep. Um
And they have a conversation about Father Chains, and
yeah,
um there was one bit where I was a little bit confused because so Sabbath said something like, Father Chains just always really wanted a family. And I wasn't sure if he left them to go start a family or if it was just he collected them and made them his family.
that's what I got. Like,
Yeah.
so she kind of insinuates that he brought them all, and they were all kind of bonded to each other as family. instead of how like the thief maker did it, where everybody was just afraid of the thief maker, and she was like not really resentful, but she's like a little bit like she's very complicated. Because she's like kind of resentful of that, but he's also like, yeah, it's just way better than the thief maker. What you talking about? She's like, yeah, you're actually right. But yeah, I think she just, from what I gather from her, she really doesn't like not being in control. Like she's
Yeah.
very much wants to be in control at all times. And then Locke, their kind of relationship makes her feel out of control. And like, she kind of resents Father Chains for like forcing her to have like this family in her mind through like the bonds, and then from that bonds her love for Locke. It kind of like earlier when it was like inevitable because they were always together and stuff like that. So she's kind of like having this weird resentful, controlling like dichotomy. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's very
Uh, Yeah, it's fun. I like these little um dinner conversations that they have, and this one ends with her locking him in a carriage and then like
dumping all
knocking the
this.
top and dropping all the snakes in. It's like, here, I returned your snakes.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun. And then uh the last date, she's also like, hey, next time you're gonna take me out to a place.
You're gonna
Um,
pick the place.
yeah. While this is happening, also we do learn important information that Nikoros has been turned into Sabbatha's side because he basically got caught buying drugs,
Yeah.
and she's like, hey, if you don't want to go to jail for 10 years, you can work for me. So that will come up later, I'm sure.
A double agent now.
Double agent, yeah. Um, yeah. And then basically
Oh, one of the other things I
yeah, you're
didn't
good.
hear you mention the smear campaigns that they started.
Mm.
Like there's the third son Javindus who's like they're like, yeah, this guy will go fuck anything. Okay, yeah, we can use that. And then like, okay, there's this second daughter, Vera Swa or whatever. Um, she's got a clean slate, but let's put out campaigns to threaten people to vote for her and the Black Iris, or bad things will be happening. And it was like, wait, don't we want to threaten them to vote for us and not them? It's like, well, no, like you got to understand the psychology of these rich people. Like they're not gonna take kindly to threats, so they're gonna like it's gonna work out for us. It's gonna be that reverse psychology. Like,
Yeah.
don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Uh,
Makes sense.
and here's where we find out that they're like, yeah, we got news that Lucidus was arrested because he was found harboring two horses that were marked for theft, like as
Well,
stolen. It's like, fuck, she got it.
yeah, she's really good at what she does. But yeah, then kind of the last date they go on, he takes her to this uh abandoned mansion that one of the nobles had. He's gonna cook for her. They start cooking for each other. And then they start making out. And then Patient shows up and she's like, "Hey, you're a wizard, Harrier." She says, "You both must know about Locke's origin story."
Yeah, where he comes from and what he really is. And like, uh,
Yeah, that's where we end.
yeah, like ah.
I
So
mean,
you think he's a
they talk
Bonds
more
Magi?
about their relationship stuff, but yeah, that's kind of the big stuff that happened. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, honestly.
Do you think he's a Bonds Magi, or do you think he's
I
something else?
don't know. It could be a whole lot of nothing. I kind of hope it is. So
Yeah,
I don't need like a child of the prophecy in this book.
yeah,
Um,
but we also know that Locke knows his real name.
Yeah,
So, do you
unless that's not his real name. He has three names.
um do you think um but then again, knowing your what red name is it?
Yeah,
Knowing your red name doesn't necessarily mean that you know your lineage or heritage.
true.
Um because that's like the thing that you keep, like bonds magi, or they even set it up so that their children can keep their red names hidden.
Yeah, we know
But
he was in the Catchfire and Kimura, so I mean, maybe Komori Pond's mage. I don't need him to be magical though. I kind of don't want it to be, but I can't unless he's like a child of the Eldrin. You're like, oh shit, this is crazy. Like
that would be crazy.
I don't know what else it could be though.
Um,
Like a
what if he's like
Komori.
the actual son of either Father Chains or the Thief Maker?
Yeah, I don't know if that. Why would she care? Like patients care about that?
I don't know. But I mean, maybe not what she cares, but maybe what Sabbatha cares.
Yeah,
Because like, how would Sabbatha feel if she found out that Locke was actually Father Chains' son? Like, she would become more jealous, I think,
I
right?
don't think. Yeah, I don't think that would. I don't think that makes sense.
I'm not saying it
Yeah.
does, but like, if that was the case, why would it? Like,
It seemed like a secret that like she's like, oh, now that y'all are back together, because they're making out, they're seem to be at least getting back romantically. She's like, oh, now y'all must know this secret. So it has to be with the Bond mages, or like that's the only thing that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, I thought that's the first thought I had. I was just exploring other
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
avenues.
unless it's like she's his mom, which would be crazy.
So then Falconer would be his
His
brother.
brother, yeah. Like that's maybe. And
Uh,
she sent him away to Kamor so she wouldn't give him uh, a red name, unlike his brother.
maybe. And then,
And then the Catchfire plague happened. She lost track of all the people, and then he did everything. She kind of got his scent when her son got mind fucked by him,
yeah.
and then
Do you
did
think
all that.
if that's the case, do you think the Falconer knew?
I don't think so. Because he probably would have said something when he was gonna get tortured by him.
Yeah.
I that would be wild. I don't know. That would make that makes kind of sense, but I don't know.
Yeah. Huh.
Like I guess we'll find out. Watch it be like he's from Comore, like oh shit. Oh.
Oh fuck. No shit.
Or like maybe he's Duke Nikravatas' kin or some I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like the only
He's
like
like a
I'm thinking
nobleman.
Bonds Magi or Noble. Like
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes like sense for it to be a meaningful thing.
he's actually an orphan.
Oh shit. He was made of midichlorians.
He just appeared one day as a 5-year-old orphan.
He's the actual embodiment of the Cricket Warden in human form.
His
He,
own sperm generated him.
he's Thief Jesus.
Oh God.
Yeah. Anyway, like yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there was two. I wrote another note down here. Um, let me see. So there was two mentions, and I didn't write the first one down, but there was something about like the effects of the bonds magi on somebody's mind, and I don't
Oh, it was Nicaros.
on
You,
Nicholas or Epitalis.
I know they did it for Nicaros because he was like between the drugs and the bonds magi is like mind shit. He's like basically a vegetable, which was really funny. I think the other guy they said about him too, where like when he was doing the like hey you're gonna get people that are not in like your little nobles club to do it. He was gonna refuse, but then the magic kind of made him agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
where is
I don't know if
this?
there's anything else for that.
I
But yeah, the
wrote
mag
down on 464, but it's not on lock. It's on the
yeah, it's on the helpers
yeah.
because the helpers are like magically compelled to take their
Yeah,
orders basically.
here is with Epitalis, where he's like, to do so, I'm charged with winning this election. To do so, I'll bend every custom that must be bent. If I lack your full confidence, you may have my resign. Oh no, said Epitalis. No, please. Once again, Locke saw the curious working of the arts of the bad bonds magi as the ingrained prejudices of the Carthani warred with their conditioning to see it as some sort of cross between a spy master and a prophet.
Yeah,
So they're like, there's like some type of magical compulsion for them to
yeah, it's on like all the
obey.
citizens.
Okay.
Yeah, and they did it um, for each like group of politicians. They have to take orders from like Sabbatha and Locke, like magically. It's pretty fucked.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So kind of like the gentling idea. I think I even mentioned that.
yeah, mention that a little bit. Yeah, it's
Not
very
completely
weird.
mindless, but
Yeah,
very little free will.
yeah. Where they are concerned at least. Where probably where the election is concerned.
Yeah.
It's so weird how you think this would be very political and it's really not at all. It's kind of funny.
I
He's like
mean,
he's like
like
he's
the
like
first one is like it's a heist. Well, not really. I mean,
there's a lot of heisty stuff in it,
there's
basically.
heisty stuff, but I mean, the first one turned out in the end not to exactly be a heist. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
there was a con job, but no big heist. And again, the second one, they were supposed to heist the vault. They steal paintings that end up being
yeah.
fakes. So,
Yeah. Like we don't even know like the people that are like running against each other. Like none of that's important, which is kind of funny. But it's just very weird for like the actual plot. Like it's like, yeah, they're doing stuff in the back. Locke's like, hey you, go bribe all the people that you know to bribe and talk to people. Cool. All right, I'm gonna do other stuff in the background. Um, but
I
yeah,
feel like we should have gotten more of those intersects.
yeah, I like that.
Um, I mean, I'm guessing there might be one more in this final section and then a resolution of that at some point, but I think it would have been cool to have a couple more as just like reminders of like, hey, this communication is going on. It's like, ooh, what's like, hey,
Yeah,
but
there are two intersects.
two more or two
Yep,
total?
spark and ignition.
Okay.
Which is gonna be fun. All right. I guess we can wrap it up with prediction. Um, I'm gonna predict that Sabbatha doesn't die. I think it'd be kind of
Yeah,
bad.
I don't think she dies.
Yeah. Um,
Um, I hope that they run off together for um the next book at least.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think three people would be much better for this. Uh Jean has definitely been in the background in this book, but his last book was his book, so it's fine.
yeah,
Um
he did get his Wicked Sisters back.
he did, yes, yeah. Um he keeps losing those and getting them back. It's really funny. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna die. I think she's gonna probably join them in the end. For the next book. Makes sense for him to expand the troop a little bit. Uh,
Who's going to win, though?
I'm gonna say it's probably Locke. That seems the most consistent, but I don't know. I wonder if there's got to be like another thing with whatever Locke's parentage is and stuff like that. I'll just go ahead and I'll shoot the biggest crazy shot and I'll do that. He's actually Patience's son. I'm gonna do that. We'll see if it's right. That would be wild if it is. I
That
don't know
would be
how
very wild.
I don't know how I'd feel about it, but we'll see. Um, yeah, that's my big prediction.
Uh, yeah, I don't think I have many predictions. This one, I'm kind of just along
Yeah,
for the ride and just want more. Like,
yeah. I'm
uh,
excited because like stuff has to happen. Like, because not much has happened.
there's got to
So
be I will say I feel that there's a third party that's
yeah,
throwing something in to the mix,
yeah,
trying to pit them against each other, and it's not patience. I'm gonna say it's not patience. I don't think patience
yeah,
is trying to
uh,
necessarily make them work against each other to a point where like they both die or whatever.
yeah,
But some of the other Bonds Magi are like,
yeah. It's probably the guy that was talking to the intersex,
yeah, Cold Marrow
or
or
the or
the
the
other person
mysterious
that's
guy.
talking.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I feel like they might want to like their goal is to um fuck it up so royally. And that goes back to what Father Chain said to Locke one day. Like one day you're gonna fuck things up so royally that you're gonna be like, how the fuck did I fuck it up so bad?
yeah,
Um, I think the Bonds Magi wants to um, fuck this election up to the point where it's like this is not how we're gonna do it from now on.
yeah. Like so, both of the past two books have had like attempts on the government. First one was obviously Kamor and the nobles. Second one is the Archon and all that. So this one it would make sense that there was like a party of bonds mages that want to overthrow the council or some shit and are doing some weird machinations. It is weird we haven't gotten any hint of that in this book so far, but like I could see him saving the bonds mage council at the end, doing something weird like that because that's kind of how it's been, and installing another captain of the secret police and the mages because that's what Locke loves to do, uh, inadvertently doing it. So yeah, there has to be some sort of like thing. Maybe the unrest in Emberlane was caused by a bonds mage to do some weird thing with the election or some shit. I don't know. But there has to be another act because so far it's been fun, but like it's not really a thing. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
yeah,
Yeah, so I will eagerly read it.
yeah. I'm
Wahaha.
I'm ready to read it. Yeah, I was drinking. We're at the end of the conversation. I was drinking this NA beer, and like this can is really fucking cool.
That is cool.
Like
Oni.
it's Go Brewing, and this is an IPA, a hazy IPA. Um, but yeah, a lot of times when I drink regular beers, like my stomach gets completely fucked up for whatever reason. But and also I've never been one for really feeling intoxicated, but I do like the taste of beers. So um, all these craft breweries that do in non-alcoholic beers are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, because I can taste beer and not get drunk and fewer calories and um,
Yeah.
it's overall healthier. So,
Very
but this
Japanese
one,
inspired.
do it.
So very Japanese inspired with the oni.
Oh yeah. But I do like the Go Brewing brand a little more than the Athletic Brew. Um, but I support them all because hey, more stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I bought my dad's been sober for 30 something years, well over 30 years. I don't know remember the exact one, but I got him a couple cases of these NAs for Father's Day this year. So
Nice.
it's fun to go and like, hey, Dad, let's try this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it not be alcohol.
Yeah. Exactly.
But all right. Anything else on the book?
Oh, next week we'll finish the series
Yeah, we'll
until
finish
until it comes out.
the um currently released books in this series. So um he did say the fourth one should be out next year. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Um let's see if this one ends where, it's like it could end here if it wanted to. You don't need to read the next one. So far, each of them, I mean, the second one did kind of leave you on with like, oh no, Locke's poisoned. Like,
Yeah.
um,
But you're like, oh, he's probably gonna be fine.
yeah. So
Turns out he was fine.
he was fine. Hardly an inconvenience.
And
All right. So if you made it this far, like, follow, subscribe, share, leave a rating, review, smash that like button. Um, we really do enjoy, well, we really do appreciate anybody that does listen or watch these. We do it for fun and to have conversations. And, if you listen, you probably want to hear other people's thoughts and see if it matches up with yours or, fill in the blanks uh, and whatnot. It's fun sometimes to go down rabbit holes.
yeah.
Um, so we enjoy having you here. I hope you come back. Um, make sure you visit our sponsor, Mudcat Whiskers, www.mudcatwhiskers.com. Don't forget to use the code Paperweights at checkout to save yourself 15%. Speaking of Mudcat Whiskers, have you tried all 4 scents that you've bought so far?
Yeah, they're all it's all good.
Which one's your favorite?
I think it's the Jean-Luc so
The
far.
Jean-Luc. That
Yeah.
was a very light one, right? Kind of
Yeah.
light and floral a little bit.
Yeah. Smells good. Just kind of, I don't know. It's hard to describe since I'm not parent. I can't sniff and know people's emotions and shit. Though of course everybody in real time can do that, which is kind of funny. Um, but yeah, it smells good. I
I
like,
smell apprehension.
yeah, you're like, I don't know what that smells like. Uh, but yeah, so far I enjoy all of them, and they seem like quality products, and I recommend getting them. I give a thumbs up.
Yay!
Yay!
All right. Well, we will be back next week to wrap up Republic of Thieves and the Gentleman Bastard series.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.